Hope you're all doing well today. The point of this video is to, of course, give context to what's taking place here, but also to just highlight this stuff. You have to have these videos exist. I know many of you may start to feel like, am I the crazy one? Because as you bring this type of stuff up, you say this type of stuff exists, you'll have inevitably people that will gaslight you and insist that don't believe your lying eyes. What you see isn't there. You're overreacting, all of that good stuff. We're going to be talking about T. Franklin's. She's still writing Harley Quinn books. This book, I believe the fifth issue of this book that we're going to talk about here in a little bit is about to be out, not maybe this week, I think the next week, and I think this is where all of this goes on. But let's set the scene first and give context to who this person is. Now, T. Franklin isn't that fond of me. Big shout out to Dazzling Kate here. She had to find a video because I remember this vividly, in which she was trying to essentially get my page taken down, which is kind of the ramifications of this, where she says, can y'all report this person for target harassment? Because I just mentioned what happened in the video or in a previous book that she had wrote that had Vixen being, or she's bisexual now, for you guys that didn't know this, and she's hitting on this disabled chick, okay? Now, T. Franklin herself is disabled. She flat out does admit that. And she's also, it's almost like it's a self-insert, where she writes that character, that little weird spider person that was, she put the like thing on her back, the wheelchair on her back while she was slinging around and all that. And she happened to be, I don't know, bisexual, gay, something of that nature. T. Franklin is also both of those. So that's not to be surprising. But if you remember, her and I had a little back and forth. She wanted to try to get me, this is literal targeted harassment because she's encouraging people to do something here. And obviously nothing happened out of that. But you remember her again, going back and forth, all this. She bragged so much. Hey, it features bisexual Vixen and her disabled lesbian girlfriend. This is like fan fiction, Tumblr sort of fiction-based DC stuff. Now, this is why she does it, and this is where the context really sets in. This is, I covered in this video right here, where she posted, where are the articles about Vixen being queer and dating a disabled woman? Or is there coverage only for white superheroes? They do this stuff for the headlines, right? And I've made this point, like all this is that the insane people run the asylum. It's like that with Marvel and DC. And that you have people that have their own individual agendas, often obsessed with this superficial stuff, and they need to utilize characters that people have heard of as a vehicle to get this word out. That's what they do. That's not my opinion. They flat out admit it. You can see it right here. She's chasing the headlines. This is yet again the same thing in which we're going to be talking about right here, in that she posted, has there ever been a triple kiss in a DC Comics comic before? Like, who cares? Like, why is that a thing? Now, some people are going to say, hey, this is targeted for kids. I do believe this book right here, and even the Eat, Bang, Kill tour stuff that she was doing, is a like more adult-oriented stuff. And right here you have Poison Ivy kissing, and then Vixen's, I guess, about to join in. It's just like this lesbian sort of mashup, and she's bragging about this, and this is what she wanted to exist. Okay, DC allowed her to write it. It's going to be put out. People like other commentators on social media are going to be pointing that out. I know a lot of folks are going to take the, well, this is supposed to be targeting children. Why is this even an important thing? Look, this is going to be a more adult-oriented book. So, you know, oh, she's autistic now. Oh, check that out. Now she's putting autism in her deal because that apparently is very important, and she wants you to know that she's a black, queer, autist, according to herself. So here you go. I guess in the upcoming book, I don't know why I'm losing the title of the actual Harley Quinn title that she's writing. It's not the Eat, Bang, Kill tour. It's the oh man, I'm losing it. It's not even that. important as far as what this is. But that's the part that I wanted to talk about, and that's the part that people are going to push back on. They're going to reject this. I'm not interested. Why are they wasting talent, money, spending it on making books like this? You're going to have the other side who's going to say, well, this sort of romantic comedy stuff is what the young people, young adults want, and they're trying to capitalize on that market. Those people are going to justify it no matter what, and you're going to have others that are going to be against it. How you feel about that is your position. My primary focus these days is certainly this. So if you don't want that type of weird stuff to be kind of part of the material that is that you're buying, well, you don't have to worry about that. Certainly here with us, Harley Quinn has become the character definitely in the last like 4 or 5 years that they're really trying to do these other weird things. You know, that now they have the whole Poison Ivy Harley Quinn thing. Is lesbian as all get out. Some other characters are being involved in that. She's going on all these sorts of adventures, and it's supposed to be fun and fantastical and amazing and awesome, when really all it amounts to is that it shows that there's a free-for-all over at DC, and a lot of these social justice advocates are really a part of it. They chase the headlines. That's why they do it. Doesn't necessarily equal sales. I don't see this just going to be flying off the shelves. I don't think this is interesting because, it's DC's first triple kiss. I don't think most people that actually buy books actually care about that. However, you're going to have those that'll say, because they can post about it on social media, even though they're not going to read it, they'll just get the torrent version of it on some random website, and they'll change their profile picture to that, but they'll never reach in their pocket and buy it. But that's who DC is catering to, and that's the point that I concede. Okay, I certainly concede that, not every book is supposed to be made with every individual in mind. However, there was a time where, for the most part with these comics, particularly with the big two, even if it wasn't your thing, it was something that was at least you could see what it is that they were attempting to do, even if it was bad, even if it wasn't anything that was maybe up your alley, but it was basically digestible by the person that was going to pick it up. Whereas the stuff like this, it has a very niche audience, and that niche audience probably isn't going to be a buyer. For the most part. But that's what's happening. The artists or the writers are chasing headlines. They have their own individual views. They want people to know about it. She herself is queer. She's writing, of course, now a character that they're all in or on this queer stuff, and that's just what you're going to get. And you're not crazy for pointing it out or saying, well, this is a little goofy. They're going to gaslight you either way it goes, though. You'll say it's a little goofy, and they'll say, if you don't like it, don't buy it. That's what they're saying. Okay. Much obliged. I will not be buying this, and to be fair, the people that will support this will not be buying it either. Wherever you're viewing the content, I appreciate you. If you enjoyed it, you may be interested in my comic book company, Rippaverse Comics. Our first book and campaign, ISOM #1, brought in $3.7 million with tens of thousands of satisfied customers. Visit Rippaverse.com to check out our store and stay up to date with the latest campaigns from one of the hottest new comic book companies. Also, my first big step towards a parallel economy was the development of my personal website, ericdjuly.com. This entirely replaced my Patreon. Now, if you enjoy this content, please consider becoming a member over at the website. We have an ever-expanding list of perks for various membership tiers, a forum, and a phone app. Some of these perks will even benefit you if you're fans of the Rippaverse. Anyway, I appreciate you so much for being a supporter and or customer. I even got a little love for my haters.